Beneath the bright skyline of Dallas, where glass towers scrape the clouds and nightlife never sleeps, lies a structure built not to be seen, but to contain. It doesn't have a glowing sign, no windows, no welcoming gates, just cold concrete and silence. This is the Dallas County Jail, 3 interconnected towers holding over 7,100 people, just steps from the city's courthouse. As of Memorial Day 2025, the facility is operating at 95% capacity, borderline crisis level, according to county officials. Every day, dozens are booked in, some for theft, some for murder, some simply waiting for a hearing that may never come. But what happens behind these locked doors within the first 24 hours shapes everything. Who gets labeled unstable? Who ends up in isolation? And why are thousands trapped in limbo, in a system moving faster than the law itself? In this episode, we take you inside, not just to witness the Dallas County Jail, but to decode the machinery that runs it. If this story moves you or opens your eyes, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Every voice helps uncover what's been hidden for too long. The first gate inside Dallas County Jail isn't a locked door. It's a clipboard. And the most powerful words here might just be yes or no. Before inmates meet a judge, see a lawyer, or even find a bed, they face a brief mental health screening. 10 questions, 2 minutes, no second chances. Do you feel like hurting yourself? Have you ever tried to end your life? Do you feel hopeless being here today? Answering yes might seem honest. It might even seem responsible. But inside this system, it means something else entirely. It can mean a direct transfer to the West Tower, Dallas County Jail's mental health unit, a place behind reinforced glass, watched around the clock. Inmates call it the fishbowl because you're always being seen, but never really seen. Some individuals have waited over 270 days without ever stepping foot in a courtroom. No trial, no sentence. Just time, dripping slowly under the buzz of fluorescent lights. So when you answer that question, are you thinking about harming yourself? You're not just answering for today. You're deciding where, how, and with whom you'll survive tomorrow. Because here, a single word doesn't just describe your state of mind, it decides your fate. West Tower isn't like the rest of the jail. It's quiet, but not the kind of quiet that brings peace. Everything here is glass, thick panels from floor to ceiling, like a giant aquarium. Inmates call it the fishbowl because once you're in, there's nowhere to hide. You're watched every second, not just by officers, but by other inmates, and even worse, by your own reflection. This is where people go after saying yes to the mental health questionnaire. Some are battling addiction, some hear voices, some are scared and said the wrong thing at the wrong time. Sergio knows this place well. We're all crazy in here, he says, just different breeds of animals, shoved in the same tank. The lights never go off. The cameras never stop rolling. There are no secrets in West Tower, but there's also no real help. News reports tell a grim story. Missed medications, ignored medical alerts, people dying from broken equipment, alone behind glass. One man suffocated after his oxygen machine failed. Another waited days without the psychiatric meds he needed to stay stable. They were seen, but not saved. Because in this fishbowl, being visible doesn't mean safety. It just means there's nowhere to break down in private. And for some, that's what breaks them. Not the charges, not the sentence, but the feeling that even your pain has to perform for the cameras. Tamark just turned 19. He's not in school, not working, not out with friends on a Friday night. He's in the North Tower, maximum security, waiting for a courtroom to decide if he'll ever see the outside world again. He faces a capital murder charge. The stakes? Anywhere from 15 years to life. In Texas, life means exactly that. No parole, no escape, just time until it runs out. Inside his cell, Tamark moves like a boy pretending to be a man. His words carry swagger, but his eyes tell a different story. I just hope today's the day I hear good news, he says. Been hearing bad news for weeks. I ain't trying to die in here. Then he bows his head to pray. It's a small moment. But in a place like this, it speaks volumes. Hope doesn't come easy in a tank full of killers, robbers, and lifers. Yet here he is, still reaching for something beyond these walls. Tamark is part of the Bloods gang. Known nationwide, but inside, it's less about reputation and more about protection. His 5 cellmates? Also Bloods. Same charges, same colors, same past. They call each other brothers, move as one, watch each other's backs. Because in a system that sees you as a threat, sometimes the only way to survive is to become one. Some ask, why join a gang at all? For kids like Tamark, the answer is simple. The streets were never safe. Family wasn't always family. And the gang, flawed as it is, was the first place he ever felt seen. So now, sitting in a cell where everything is on the line, Tamark isn't just waiting on a sentence. He's holding on to the last piece of identity the world hasn't taken yet, and for him, that might be the hardest thing to let go. When the special response team suits up, it looks like they're going to war. Gas masks, body armor, pepper ball rifles loaded and ready. But they're not heading into combat. Not exactly. They're doing a shakedown, a surprise cell raid inside the jail's most dangerous tier. The mission? Find hidden weapons before those weapons find them. Because here, every object is a potential threat. A sharpened toothbrush, a fire grate turned into a stabbing tool, even a razor blade disguised in a coffee lid. One officer points to a small bottle of hair grease. If you don't shake it, he says, you won't know there's a blade sitting right at the bottom. Another opens a stash, a tattoo needle wrapped in cloth, tucked under a mat, homemade ink, homemade pain, marks of survival or desperation. They check vents, behind toilets, under beds. It's not paranoia, it's protocol. Because prisoners here have hours, days, even months to craft the perfect hiding place, and sometimes the perfect weapon. For the SRT, every knock on a cell door carries risk. They've been hit with urine, feces, hot liquids. One officer tells of an inmate throwing bleach at his face. So when they move in, they move fast, with force and no hesitation. From the outside, it may look extreme. But inside these walls, safety is fragile. Respect is currency. And order isn't kept by words. It's kept by who's willing to show strength first. That's the unspoken truth of Dallas County Jail. It's not just inmates fighting for control, it's the people in uniform too. Because when fear becomes normal, everyone inside is at war with someone, even themselves. Sergio knows he'll be back. He doesn't say it with anger, he says it like fact, like gravity. He's done this before. Intake, booking, the mat on the floor, the same questions, the same hallway. For him, getting out of jail isn't the hard part. It's staying out that feels impossible. Dallas County once released over 1,000 inmates in a desperate move to ease overcrowding. Each day in custody cost roughly $85 to $88 per person. Multiply that by thousands, and the cost becomes staggering. But money isn't the only thing being drained. Time, trust, mental health. These don't get refunded. Many inmates haven't been convicted. They're waiting, months, sometimes close to a year, for court dates that keep getting pushed back. They leave worse than they came in. No job, no support, a criminal record that follows them into every interview, every neighborhood, every future plan. And so, like Sergio, they return. Not because they want to, but because the system never really let them leave. Jail was supposed to hold people accountable, but somewhere along the way it became something else. A warehouse for poverty, a waiting room for forgotten cases, a factory where hopelessness is recycled and sent back into the world, one broken person at a time. This isn't about guilt or innocence. It's about what happens when we build doors that lock from the outside, but never open from within. What exactly are we locking away behind these walls? Is it just people, or the deeper fractures in our society? Do prisons truly offer a chance at redemption, or are they just places where wounds fester and grow? We want to hear from you. What do you think is the true purpose of prisons? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you feel that pull to keep searching, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, so you never miss a step in our journey to uncover what still hides on this earth. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.